Are we doing this again? Is that what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back for one pay-per-view. Don't expect this to be a continuing thing at all. If it does become a continuing thing, then holy fucking shit. Then my life has been great then, because I have missed having the weekends off and being able to do this. If you guys are even wondering like why you haven't seen these, it's because I always work like Sunday. Either the earliest I normally get off Sunday is like 9 o'clock. So I always miss these shows, and by the time I get home, I always do this because I always go and drop my friend off, so I can just do this, keep on driving around while I'm driving, like, my way home and whatnot, and I can just kind of go and talk on these rants and whatnot, or whatever. Sometimes they're not rants. A lot of times I'm praising the shows, you know what I mean? But this time, obviously, I'm doing SummerSlam, but I haven't been able to do them, and like when I go and watch the shows, I don't really want to go out and drive again. Maybe I could do it like the next day. I guess I could keep on doing these, but they're not right after the show, and they're not my like instant thoughts, and I hadn't watched the show live. I kind of already know most of the spoilers and whatnot. I try to stay away, but I kind of just get spoiled. It's mainly my fault though. Like I just look it up because I'm like, I don't want to wait. I was gonna say something. But, so I asked for this day off. I got this day off. I had some stuff to do. I got this day off, of work, and, I gotta watch SummerSlam live. First off, I think some people, I don't know, maybe you guys want to hear my TakeOver thoughts. I watched all of TakeOver today. I joined in just as the main event was starting. But I really thought TakeOver was fucking fantastic. I think a lot of people love to compare every time TakeOver. This TakeOver always happens the day before pay-per-view. They always like to compare it to the main roster. I think at this point it's pretty fucking unfair to do so, because actually let me go on this line. Because like TakeOver is the perfect time length. Again, you can still make comparisons because it's supposed to be the developmental brand, and I get it. I just personally, like, TakeOver or NXT weekly shows has really been boring me lately, and I kind of stopped watching after a while. But their TakeOvers, like, I'll keep up and knowing pretty much what's going on, but TakeOvers is something that I watch all the time. I think or not all the time, but every time it happens, because TakeOvers is always fantastic. I don't think they've had like one bad TakeOver. This TakeOver was again another fantastic one. Every match was freaking great. I think probably some of my favorites. Ember Moon and Asuka was probably the match of the night, and Almas and Gargano was great. Every match was great. I even love the main event. I'm really a big fan of those Bobby Roode matches, those main event kind of long drawn out matches, but they're really great by the end, and they're long and drawn out for a reason, because by the end you're like, wow, this match is just fucking great. It's called building up, and I think Bobby Roode is really great at that. So again, TakeOver was another thumbs up. I'm not comparing it to SummerSlam in any way, because one's 6 hours if you include the pre-show, which I am. I only saw the New Day and Uso match. I didn't see the other matches. I do know what happened. But I mean, like, one's 6 hours, one's 2 hours and 30 minutes. So, you know, it's kind of hard to compare two shows. But I guess you can compare, because there was a lot of this show tonight made me realize why I love wrestling and why I hate wrestling. One of my friends was actually messaging me saying, like basically, like, there's so much great wrestling out there that there's no excuse for you to kind of stick with the mediocre wrestling, and I completely understand it. I mean, I watch fucking great, fantastic wrestling. New Japan's having the best wrestling out there right now, and I watch them all the time. I mean, I'm keeping up with them. I'm watching them. I'm watching WWE. I watch a lot of wrestling. I watch PWG. I watch ROH when I can. ROH is probably the one I watch least, like, the littlest, I guess that's a word. The least. There we go. I mainly just kind of keep up on their pay-per-views. But, like, I watch a lot of great wrestling, and even while watching the show, I still really liked a lot of these a good amount of these matches. I say there's about like four matches, maybe 4, maybe 5 matches that I just didn't like a lot. Gotta be completely honest with you. Hold on, give me 1 second, boys. I apologize. Hold on 1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties right now. This guy. sorry, I had to do something real quick on my phone. Sorry about that. But anyways, I want to pull up the matches here tonight. But overall, like, if I had to give this show a thumbs up, thumbs down, I thought the show was a thumbs up. I thought the show was a thumbs up. There was a lot of shit on this show. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say a lot. There was a portion of it that was shit. But I feel like I'm one of those guys that the positives for me mainly outweigh the negatives, unless the negatives are absolutely crap. You know what I'm saying? I like to mainly look for everything, for at least wrestling. I like to look at the positives of a show rather than focusing too much on the negatives. But I will obviously touch on the negatives here, because there were some negatives. Don't get me wrong. I'll talk about it. But but in most cases, I like to outweigh the negatives, or the positives outweigh the negatives. And I feel like this is another case of that for me. Obviously, there's been a lot of examples. Hold on. There's been a lot of examples recently of, and especially in WWE, of negatives outweighing any positives of a show. I especially feel that if there's only like one good match, like Battleground, cough cough. But I think that this show had a good amount. I think I had, let me see, 1, 2. I had about a couple. I rated these out of 5 stars. I'm doing my 5-star thing now. I know I used to always go out of 10 because I thought it was the coolest thing to do, because everyone always went out of 5. But I'm going out of 5. So I go out of 5 stars here on this show. And I had pretty much only, besides like 2 or 3, I think about 3 matches or so, 3 or 4, where I had under 3 stars. And 3 stars for me is a good, solid match. That's what 3 stars is for me. And then anything above that, like 3.5 is good. Like once you hit 4, I think 4 is great. I think 4, you've hit the peak of great. And I had about 3. I had 4 matches actually that were over 4. That were 4 over. So yeah, I thought the show was good. And I didn't even see 2 of the pre-show matches. I don't know if they were good or not. I just saw that supposedly the Miz was really fucking pissed off the fact that he was on the pre-show. And I saw that there was nobody fucking there to see his match, which makes me so sad, because the Miz has done some of his best work, not as of recently. I think as of recently he sucked, but the fact that he's on the pre-show again. Well, he wasn't on the pre-show Mania, but like the IC title itself has been on the pre-show a couple times now. I think it's let's see. So it was on this one. It was on Mania. Was it on the Royal Rumble? Was it on the Royal Rumble pre-show? I don't remember. I know it wasn't on Survivor Series, but was it on Royal Rumble? I know it definitely wasn't on the show, so if it was defended, it must have definitely been on the pre-show. So, well, there you go. And it might have been just in like the Rumble match. I don't know. But something I will say is that I think I do think that it's bullshit for sure. Bullshit for sure. I thought I was gonna say something else, but I completely forgot. So I'm just gonna kind of segue here. But I didn't see this match. Mr. Raj won. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. And then they had the cruiserweight match, Neville versus Tozawa. I feel bad for these guys going on so early. And Neville won. Neville won his title back after this great celebration that Akira Tozawa had, all for basically nothing, and he won the title back. And Neville won the title back. Whatever. Okay. So then the pre-show match that should have been on the main show. Honestly, like the Big Show match should have been on the pre-show. Shouldn't have actually even been on the show. Let's be real here. Like that time could have been given to this match. Like honestly, like that was ridiculous. But this match, I gave us 4 1/4 star out of 5. Man, this match was so great. I mean, I think it's probably the best match they've had. I think I gave the last one like a 4, which I thought was the best match I had. Usos are becoming probably one of my favorite tag teams right now. Them, the Revival, the Young Bucks, trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of really great tag teams. Hell, Sheamus and Cesaro was one tonight that I really liked them as a tag team. They were really great. Not just tonight, but they've been great for really well. I remember back in their best of 7 where I was like, fuck, why are they putting them as a tag team? But ever since then, they've fucking been fantastic, so I'm not going to complain. But yeah, the Usos are one of my favorites. New Day has just been fantastic. They've been one of the most over tag teams in the past years. And the Usos won, and it was a great move, and it was a great match. And I think the spot I remember most was fucking Xavier Woods getting tossed up over the top rope by one of the Usos onto the outside with one of the other Usos giving him a Samoan drop. It wasn't perfect, but that was fucking insane. It was insane. It was crazy. I was so confused what happened at first, but then you put it together and you're like, oh, holy Christ! And I mean, it was great. And these two teams just worked so well together. They're really great. I don't know why they gave me a green light here, but yeah, no, I gave this 4 out of 4. Just multiple times, both the tag team title matches here were just stupendous. They were just all great. It's kind of funny, like every match that was great had 4 people in it tonight, besides another one, and there was some other ones that were good, but the ones that were the best matches of the night were the ones that had 4 people in the match. So yeah. And then we're going to go into the main show. We had Cena versus Corbin. I gave this 2 1/4, I think. This was whatever. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't terrible by any means, but it just didn't have anything going for it. And as soon as it felt like it kind of started going a little bit, Cena hit a big lariat, which was awesome, and then hit an AA1. So I feel really bad for Corbin. They did give him a new theme. Maybe after this is when it kind of intensifies for him as a heel, and maybe he can finally then go on. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. It was, I don't know. This match was really, it was okay. It was whatever. And I don't know. I'm kind of worried for Baron Corbin after losing his Money in the Bank like that. And then having here tonight. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes, but I wouldn't be too happy if I was Baron. And if this is all because he was talking some whoopsie daisies, I meant to take a right here. I am a silly goose. But if this is all from the fact that he was talking some smack on Twitter or whatever, this company can go fuck themselves. They can go fuck themselves. Anyways, then we have Natalya versus Naomi, which I gave 3. This was a fine, good little match. They worked really hard, some pretty cool stuff here, and Natalya won, which I was surprised. I guess it's not a bad thing because they did pull it off really well. So I mean, props to them. I just didn't expect them to give it to Natalya. So, but yeah, can't speak. But no, Natalya is your winner. And we'll see where this goes from here. I wonder if they're gonna have Natalya versus Charlotte again. But yeah, we'll see. It was a fine match. It was a good match. That's all I really got to say about it. Big Cass versus Big Show. Go with Enzo Amore in a fucking cage, who slipped out because he had baby oil and some gloves. I don't know how the gloves helped all that much, but I don't know. I'm not a fucking scientist. This match can go eat a bag of dicks. This sucks so much fucking cock. I just put dud. 0 out of fucking 5. This match was terrible. It was just not good at all. There was nothing really even redeeming about it. I guess you could say that they tried, but nobody cared, and this Enzo Amore pisses me off. I don't like him anymore. He goes on the mic for way too long, and I guess you can say that he's pretty good at the mic. Yes, he has some good mic abilities, but nothing else about him. This was just straight up a squash match. Big Cass won. I mean, Big Show had some offense, but not much offense at all, really. So I mean, it was a dud. It was whatever. And Enzo Amore, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Enzo Amore anymore. Then we had Rusev versus Randy Orton, which was sad for Ruru. Man, I feel bad for him. Basically what happened was Rusev, before the match, Randy Orton's doing his poses. Rusev attacks him from behind, throws him around the ringside, beats him up, and then the match is going to start. He goes to try to attack him. Randy Orton ducks, hits this amazing RKO, which was awesome, and then pins him 1, 2, 3. So yeah. It's kind of sad, but I mean, I put better than I put better than Orton and Cass. I meant to put better than Show and Cass, but obviously that's a lie because it was Big Show and Cass. So it was definitely better than that, for the time that they had, but it was still pretty whatever. It was still a whatever match. Again, another whatever match. Did I say whatever match? It wasn't even a match. It was Randy Orton hitting RKO. Rusev beat up Randy in the beginning before the match. Randy Orton gets hits RKO out of nowhere and wins. It was a sick RKO, but that's another dead. You can't even really judge that because it wasn't even a match. I'll be right back. I am going to go into like Quick Trip here and get something real quick because I'm kind of a little hungry, so I'm gonna be eating some snackaroos on the way in, and then I will continue the review after this. Alrighty, boys, I'm back. I got some snacks. I know you know it's like you're listening to this right away, but for me, I'm back. Right? Went to Quick Trip. Like I said, Quick Trip's my new favorite place to get snacks, man. You just go in, you get a couple snacks that you need. They have so many fucking items you can choose from. I was thinking about getting some donuts, but I'm like, nah, I'm not that fucking fat. I feel so fat right now, though. I got a little bit of a tummy, so, but it's alright. I got some chips. I got some Munchies, Oreos. Got some Mission tortilla chips with some dip. Oh, so nice. And just a Coca-Cola. But it's gonna keep me up all night. And tomorrow's the eclipse. No shit, eh? But yeah, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. I had this idea while I was in Quick Trip, I forgot. Yeah, we just got done talking about Orton versus Rusev. Bliss versus Sasha Banks. I gave it 3.5. I thought it was a pretty solid, good match, and then it was really anticlimactic at the end. I'm sorry, I'm eating. This is nasty. I apologize, but I put it down. But I did like some things in the match. I also thought that somebody mentioned this up, and I thought it'd be a good idea that it should be a Falls Count Anywhere match, and also they could have done that after the Usos New Day match and Money in the Bank, where like they just both walked out and got counted out. So yeah, you could have done that, but they didn't. But it's okay. I thought they did a fine match. I felt like it was really anticlimactic. All of a sudden, like, it was getting really good, and all of a sudden, Sasha Banks, like, puts her in the bank statement for, like, the first time. And then she taps out, like, almost immediately. I was like, what? Okay. I guess Sasha Banks is the new champ. Which, I don't mind Banks as champion. I like Alexa Bliss a lot more. I think she has a lot more going for her. This is Sasha's 4th time being champ already. And she's probably going to lose the next pay-per-view the way they book, but... I don't know. I just thought that the match could have been done, like, I just felt like the finish could have been handled a lot better. My opinion. But I gave it 3.5. It was a fine match. Finn versus Bray. 3 3/4 is what I gave this one. This was a good match. It was a really good match. I felt like something people mentioning is like Bray, even when he's in the Demon, he doesn't really like. I guess I feel like this is the first time I've ever seen him actually act different. I mean, he acts different, so I feel like he definitely doesn't wrestle different, which, like, I feel like people are just looking way too hard into that, personally. It's just the phase that he just can't lose. He did lose against Joe in NXT, which I feel like probably was for the worst, because it shows that he can be beaten the Demon. But if he was undefeated, people wouldn't be complaining about this, at least in my opinion. But and people are just saying, like, you know, it's just his entrance that's different, which I disagree. But I thought this match was pretty good. It was a pretty good match. This is when oh my god, I don't even have my lights on. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. But I felt like this was the first match of the show that it kind of started to go around. Like, from here on out, there were just really great matches. Besides the one of the 2 title matches, you guys can probably world title matches. You guys can probably guess which one, because the other one was fantastic. But that one, but besides that match, from here on out was like when everything started getting really good to great. Like, is when like the show kind of turned around, because before this it was kind of like slugging through the show. they really booked the show to where the second half, like it should be, the second half of the show is where you put all your great matches at. Like, New Japan's been doing this for a while, and I mean, WWE sometimes does it, but not so often. But yeah, but I give it 3 3/4. Fine match. Oh, so good. Then we have what I call the Shield-ish, because, you know, 2 out of 3. I'm funny. Versus Cesaro and Sheamus. I gave this, just like the Usos and New Day, 4 1/4. Both matches, like I said, tag team matches were fantastic tonight. This one, no different. Like, I mean, just fantastic. All around, just a really great match. Just a really great match. Really glad to see Dean and Seth back, man. I was kind of hesitant at first, but I'm really liking it. They work really well together, as they should, of course, because they've been together forever. And it's just good to see them back as a team. The crowd loves them. I can't argue with this one. The finish was absolutely fantastic. At a certain point, they're going for the white noise, where Sheamus has him in the white noise setup, but where also Cesaro jumps on him and kind of makes just more of an impact. One of their finishers. And then they're going for that. Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere. There's a springboard, gives him a hurricanrana, and he doesn't do a full flip. It's just kind of like more of just a dive, head first, right onto Sheamus, knocks him down. Seth hits his Rainmaker V trigger on a disc. I don't even know what you would call it, but I call it Rainmaker V trigger. Can't even speak. To Sheamus, and then Dean gives him Dirty Deeds for the 1-2-3 victory. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, Shield-ish, are your new tag team champions. This match was great, really great match, and Seth Rollins' attire and new theme is fantastic. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens with Shane McMahon as the ref. I feel like some people said this. I gave this 4 stars. Now, I really enjoyed this. I think that they gave us the best possible match they could with all the fuckery that had to happen in the match. With all the booking that had to happen in the match, they gave us a really, really goddamn great, good match that they possibly could have in this scenario. But with that being said, I did think that I didn't think this match. How do you say it? This feud didn't need any of this. It didn't need any of this fuckery. You just have them go out, put on some great fucking matches, and like, that's all this feud needed. Just 2 great wrestlers having great matches. Now, I do see some people saying, like, even on the indies, that these 2 guys they've had a lot of really, really, really good matches, but nothing great. And like, I kind of have to agree with them. I mean, I've seen them have some really, really, really good matches. Really, really good matches. And especially on Raw and SmackDown. These past couple pay-per-views have been coming whatever. I think it's probably the best out of their pay-per-view run that they've had. But, like, even if you see some of their stuff on the indies, it's not like what you would think it'd be. Like, blow-away, fantastic, great matches. You know what I mean? Like, considering with the 2 guys, I just don't think they necessarily work fantastic with each other. But I still thought that this was a really, really, really good match. Really, really good. Just really, really good. But the way it ended, it's setting up to Shane and KO. A lot of fuckery happening with Shane. Each guy knocking Shane out. Whatever. But I did still enjoy the match with the fuckery happening. So then we had Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE title. I gave this 1 star. This match was really freaking nothing. Nothing happened at all. It was starting getting heated up. Shinsuke was kind of making a comeback, and then he does a couple things, and then the Mahal twins get in the way. He throws him into the ring, and then all of a sudden, bam, Mahal hits his finisher, which he hardly hit. He messed up the finish. He, like, slipped him up. He couldn't even do his own finisher right. And Mahal's champion still, which I assume Nakamura's probably going to win in the next pay-per-view, but the crowd was so behind him tonight. This felt like such a big match at first. The crowd was so behind him, and then they just pinned him and ended. This was one of the couple spots of the show where I was like, oh my fucking god, this is so bad. What are you doing? But yeah, fuck you, 1 star. Then we get the main event. Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, and the winner was Brock Lesnar after a 4.5-star incredible, great, fun main event. They just went out there, beat the hell out of each other, and Roman Reigns took the pin from Brock Lesnar, which I was surprised. I think we all kind of thought Joe's just is just there to take the pin. Nope, fucking Roman Reigns took it, which was crazy. Maybe they're setting up for Braun and Brock now at Mania. Who knows? But this match was still really, 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 really awesome. In the beginning, they just kind of started beating the hell out of each other, giving each other suplexes, and then Braun basically just gives Brock Lesnar through a power slam through one table after Roman Reigns gave Brock Lesnar a spear before that, and then he gave him power slam through another one. It was great. He got carted off. I had called him like, yeah, he's gonna come back and win. And of course he did, but there's just towards the end too, like each guy hitting their own finishers, thinking that they're gonna win, but either a kick out or a save. It was great. It was really great, incredibly well done, and I really loved this match. This match was freaking awesome. I was really hoping someone else with Brock would win, but you know what? It was just me. It was me being, kind of what'd you say? Kind of delusional. Brock's gonna win, and Brock won. And because they're setting up to Brock versus somebody at Mania. It's now either it's Roman or Braun. Everyone loves Braun, so give it to Braun. But this match was just so great. It was so great, and it made the show for me. Overall, with this main event being so great, this show was a thumbs up for me. I enjoyed a good amount of the show. The show was way too long, of course, but I feel like there was a lot of positive matches, a lot of really good, and then a lot of really great matches that really outweighed a lot of the negative issues that I had. Obviously, I still don't think the whole show was perfect in usual WWE style, but I still thought the show was a really, really good show. Because I just think in this situation, like I said earlier, the positives outweighed the negatives here. Just my opinion. Just in my humble opinion. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I give the show if I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8. I don't know. I still the couple of great matches that happened on the show really kind of outweighed everything for me. Outweighed all the negative. That really wasn't too much negative besides a couple matches, which did really piss me the fuck off. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you all for listening. I hope you guys did all enjoy. I'm hoping to have a predictions podcast with TR for the next pay-per-view. We kind of fucked up. We were going to do it this pay-per-view, but I kind of fucked up. And yeah, that's my bad. Alright, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, hopefully. Take care. Peace out, guys.